Music can improve a child's performance in academic and social skills, of course. Kathy Hernandez, Executive Director and Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra alum, joins me now with more on why music matters and an audition process that you may be interested in. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning, Jane.
Tell us a little bit about the history of Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra.
So, Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra, first and foremost, we're celebrating our 50th anniversary season. So we've grown over the past 50 years to being one of the most esteemed youth orchestras in the country. And that's thanks in large part to our amazing conducting staff and all the talented kids that come to us. We started with one orchestra just 50 years ago, and we now, it was started with 35 students. Today we have 465 students from over 50 communities. We have 9 ensembles that vary in ability, musical genre, and age. And we play in some great venues like the Meyerson and Moody Hall, and we tour internationally, so we've grown quite a bit.
Founded in 1972 by a group of local parents, musicians, and educators, the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra has grown from one orchestra of 35 musicians to 9 ensembles with over 400 musicians, including 3 string orchestras, 2 symphony orchestras, a wind symphony, a flute choir, 2 jazz ensembles, and our newest addition next season, a clarinet choir. Our team of staff and conducting artists are the legs upon which GDYO stands. Our incredibly supportive parents and board members are the arms that help us reach for new heights every season, and our talented students are the heart of GDYO. Our gifted students regularly win local and national competitions, are named members of the All-Region and All-State Orchestras, and the GDYO is also a major feeder program for the National Youth Orchestras. We are fortunate to play a part in their musical development and love staying connected with our now thousands of alumni worldwide. During the pandemic, GDYO successfully transitioned to virtual programming and concerts. Our staff and educators diligently adapted to new technologies, continuing to keep students engaged and inviting guest artists to collaborate. Tonight's event is our first gala in 2 years, and we want to celebrate all of our students for staying dedicated through the pandemic, along with all their hard work this season. This season, we were also delighted to present WindSync, a Houston-based award-winning wind ensemble, including 2 GDYO alums, Carol Lamour and Elias Rodriguez.
So I'm Kara. I'm from Plano. I'm a graduate of Plano East Senior High School. And I was freshman year, I was in the GDYO Wind Symphony, and then sophomore, junior, senior year, very fortunate to play in the GDYO. And part of what really motivated my audition, if I'm being real, is this is pre-COVID when there were tours, and I really, really, really wanted to go on the tour. Have to say, that was an amazing experience. Went with GDYO to Poland, Czech Republic, and Germany, and that sparked something for me. I always wanted to be a touring musician, and we can fast forward years, and that's what's happened. And that's always stuck with me. Another thing that really stuck with me from my time in GDYO was the people who I played with. Those of us who did end up in the music career, we all keep in touch and still play together.
GDYO offers countless new experiences to our students in many shapes and forms. Whether it's new literature, playing in a full orchestra or recording session for the first time, forming new friendships, or playing in a concert hall or cathedral across the world, GDYO has been fortunate to take 9 international tours. From Europe to Asia, these experiences are often the first of its kind for our students.
My name is Kenny Sue.
Ebony Thomas.
Nick Wiki.
Kathy Hernandez.
GDYO fostered my love of music.
GDYO provided me with invaluable musical growth.
GDYO is incredible.
GDYO is irreplaceable.
GDYO is unparalleled.
GDYO is essential.
GDYO made a difference in my life.
Our alumni have gone on to create successful careers in the arts and other industries, locally and worldwide. From professional performing musicians to CEOs to local teachers, we are so proud of all our alums. GDYO stays connected to our alumni in a number of ways, from featuring them on our alumni blog and social media to offering gigs or opportunities to work with our students like WinSync. Since 2017, our October season opener concert has become our homecoming concert with a special reception free for all our alumni. Last year, we also added some new alumni initiatives. We hosted an Alumni in the Arts virtual panel featuring our graduates that have gone on to various careers in the arts, and we also hosted our first Alumni Classical Open Mic Night in partnership with Open Classical. We look forward to offering more social events for our alums, including a chamber music program launching this summer.
I was in GDYO for 9 years. I started in DSE, and I was in Sinfonietta, and then Philharmonic, and then GDYO. So GDYO was a really, really big part of my life, and it was a big part of shaping me into the musician that I am today and the teacher that I am today.
I came into GDYO back in 2011, I believe. I joined Philharmonic. I was in that for 2 years, and then my senior year, I was in GDYO. GDYO was an incredible formative experience for me as a musician and artist. I went with the orchestra on tour to Europe, and that was life-changing, seeing where Smetana lived and where Mozart worked and what have you, and really incredible experience.
I remember, thinking at that point, obviously senior years, when you're starting to apply to colleges and kind of decide what you want to do. I knew that I wanted to be a professional musician, possibly an orchestral musician. But when you think about it, it's like you want to do this, but to that point, I'd never played in an orchestra. And so, it makes you think like, well, how do you know you want to do something if you've never done it? But let me tell you, that first rehearsal in GDYO my senior year absolutely sealed it for me. I remember, watching Don Julio conduct and playing La Valse by Verdi, and it absolutely just set in stone, like, okay, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So that was a wonderful experience. I loved that year. I cherish it. I played a lot of great pieces that are still some of my favorites today, like Ravel's La Valse and John Adams' Chairman Dances. And funny enough, when I decided to go to college, because of my section mates in GDYO. So the other trombone players were all auditioning and studying with John Kitzman, who was the principal trombone player of the Dallas Symphony and the teacher at Southern Methodist University. And so when we were comparing what schools we were auditioning to, I noticed they were both auditioning at that school. And I was like, oh, maybe I should audition there too. And then lo and behold, I got in. In fact, all three of us went there and eventually became roommates. So, that was wonderful to have that GDYO camaraderie continue throughout undergrad.
Last summer, in partnership with Dallas ISD, we offered our first ever Summer Strings virtual camp, free of cost to DISD string students. Students spent the week playing diverse musical genres from jazz to fiddle and mariachi music, while learning about electives like theory, music history, and improv. This season, we held a one-day jam session bringing together GDYO and Dallas ISD string students of all ages to learn new music together with our conductors at our home in the Salmon Center for the Arts. Our ensembles continue to perform a number of free community concerts. This season, our flute choir performed a holiday concert at North Park Center, and our jazz groups have been celebrating Dallas Jazz Appreciation Month in partnership with Salmon Center Jazz all month long with one more free concert on May 28th. In addition to visiting our website at gdyo.org, follow us on social media at Greater Dallas YO for all the latest updates.
It's in celebration of Dallas Jazz Appreciation Month, incidentally.
Very nice. I'm looking at the video here too. Can you tell us more about the music capacity building program, and I guess how you reach out to youth in the community?
Absolutely. So we realize that not every child can come to us for these weekly rehearsals, so we go to them. We're in 25 different schools across the Dallas ISD where we give classes to build the capacity. We use UIL scores, and it can be everything from one classroom workshop to a year-long workshop in those classrooms. And then we also, and whenever they need music or instruments, we also help underwrite a lot of that, all for the purpose, once again, of improving the musicianship and raising those test scores.
Very nice.
Did you know that all musicians who successfully audition are accepted into GDYO regardless of financial status? None of these scholarships, tours, community and alumni initiatives, or even tonight's concert would be possible without our talented students, supportive parents, dedicated staff, and the generous support of patrons like you. Whether it's purchasing an auction item or making a one-time donation, your support here tonight will help sustain our young musicians for years to come. Thank you for supporting GDYO.